G'day, I'm Peter Giannakis from thehospitalitycoach.net, and this is Driving with Pete. Today I'd like to share with you my experience with CCTV, closed circuit television, I think that stands for, or video cameras around your restaurant or cafe. Up until recently I didn't install it into any of my sites and kind of didn't think too much of it, if I'm honest. On multiple occasions I have had problems with staff, and it would have been nice to have been able to evidence misdoings within the workplace, but it was only after I adopted a premises that already had the video cameras installed that I realized how useful they really can be. Their number one use is primarily a deterrent. We're never going to sit down and watch our staff work 24/7. You've got better things to do than that. But what we can do is have them installed and have the staff second guess any misdoings that they're considering undertaking in. So they may be doing the sly at the cash register or at the back door. You never quite know where these things occur. Often they'll place a bag somewhere near one of the exits, which they'll load up and take out with them at the end of the day. The stock loss can be a really big problem within a restaurant or a cafe, and sometimes it can be very, very difficult to find out where that's occurring. So with CCTV, you can go back, especially when you know something's recently happened. It may have happened on the Friday night or something like that, and you can observe a few hours in high speed just to watch how your staff are moving and what might be going on. Much of the time I often suspect misdoings from certain staff members, and I can anticipate rough times throughout the day when certain things might be taking place, and that can also help, because then you can go back over CCTV footage and try and see what might be going on and who's actually doing something. Now, when it comes to video cameras, my thoughts now with the experience that I've had, more is best. So they generally come in 4-channel, 8-channel, 16-channel, 32-channel. And when we're talking channels, it just means the amount of video cameras that you can set up. You essentially want to cover your entrances and exits. You want to cover your cash registers. You want to limit the amount of black spots that can't be viewed where possible. So more is best. Now, with the current new technology in CCTV, there's a lot of things that you can do, and you certainly get what you pay for. My favourite is the fact that you can record, and it's recorded on a digital drive now, so it's not so much a videotape which you constantly have to change over every night. And it will record over itself every 2 to 3 months, depending on the video settings that you've recorded and the size of your hard disk on your recorder. So generally speaking, if you think something has occurred, you'll generally go back to it relatively quickly. You won't leave 6 months before you go back to observe the videotape. So you absolutely get what you pay for. These video cameras now can do amazing things. They've got facial recognition, so if you pay for one particular system, you can get an SMS reminder on your mobile phone every time the video camera recognizes a particular person entering into your venue, or an SMS reminder every time your premises is accessed on the weekend when you're not normally open, or in the evening. So they can be really quite sophisticated with what they can do nowadays. But as I mentioned earlier, the number one thing I like about them is that they act as a deterrent. One instance which I can share with you that happened a little while ago was I had a staff member have an accident in the kitchen. And when we asked them what had actually happened and how the accident played out, we got one story, but when we checked the CCTV to see what really happened, something completely different had occurred. So it can be quite useful in that regard as well. It's great for keeping track of when your staff really are finishing work or when they really are coming into work. So yeah, it removes a lot of the need for trust, but also removes the possibility that your staff may want to lie to you about anything. Now, I should hope that we don't have staff that lie to us on a regular basis, but, you know, plan for the worst and be surprised by anything less. I hope that helps. This is my installment today on CCTV. Find out more at thehospitalitycoach.net. This is Driving with Pete. Have an awesome day today.